So I've been walking around the farm. I did a little herb walk with some homeschoolers this morning. It's kind of a mess because Daddy was sick for a while. He couldn't keep things up. But I wanted to show you guys something. There's a little sample. But as we get down here in this bottom area, there is a very invasive plant. And it's in the mint family. If you didn't know, all mints have square stalks, square stems. So what I want to share with you this morning is this plant here. It's called Perilla. Some people call it beefsteak plant, and the reason they call it that is because the leaves, with their texture, they turn beefy red in the fall. This whole area here would be a beefy red, very pretty fall color. But you can see the perilla is just about to bloom, and it'll have its seeds soon. That will be a good time to harvest. I'm going to harvest a little bit today for the leaves, and then I'll harvest more once the seeds mature. But perilla, as I said, is a very interesting plant. It's in the mint family. Some of the uses of perilla: when the seeds mature, those seeds are they're very high in unsaturated fatty acids, about 40% unsaturated fatty acids, and they're very high in ALA, alpha linoleic acid. So it's a good source of omega-3s for vegans and vegetarians. Wow, look at all those daddy long legs right there. Can y'all see that? That's also a medicinal plant. That's called beautyberry. If you can see those, the berries are not mature yet on that plant. But when they're mature, they are edible. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the perilla, which, as I said, some people call it beefsteak plant. I think the Chinese call it something like Suzi or something like that. It's very strongly anti-inflammatory. It's anti-cancer. It lowers the tumor necrosis factor. Some research has been done with this as an antiviral. And I think all mints have some antiviral properties as well as antibacterial properties, and I think even antifungal properties. Perilla lowers low-density lipoprotein, so it helps to lower even triglycerides and the LDL cholesterol. I think that I read that some studies have been done using this for depression. I guess you would make a decoction out of it. I'm not sure how you would use it for that. Another interesting thing is that this is anti-dental cavities. And I'm not sure exactly how you would use it for that. I am going to experiment because I'm actually in the process of doing some experimentation on healing a cavity that I have. And I talk about that in a video that's on the Med Missionary YouTube channel. The video is called The Leaves of the Trees, if you want to go look that up. I probably would, for a cavity, I probably would just chew up the leaf and put it on the cavity for a while. You know, it's antibacterial, so it's going to help with, you know, any kind of bacteria or whatever. I don't have a way to press out the seed oil, but the seed oil is very medicinal. But probably what I would do, what I am going to do when the seeds actually mature, which won't be too much longer, I probably will dry the entire plant and just grind it up, use the whole plant and make an extract or a tincture or an herb powder out of it. It can be, the powder, actually they sell it online as capsules. You can buy it in a tincture as well online. It's been used for canker sores. Again, probably I would just take the leaf, fresh leaf, and chew it up and put it right on the canker sore. It's also been used for seasonal allergies. Oddly enough, it's good for respiratory disorders, but if a horse eats this, it can actually cause respiratory problems. So that's kind of strange. Here's another plant. This is called smartweed. It's a species of smartweed. It's medicinal. And while I'm back here, I want to show you another plant that is growing like crazy on this farm. Excuse me. I'm going to go over here where they're a little bit bigger. I can find one because I want to show you something very particular about this plant. Let's see. Here's one. This plant right here, some people call it stone crusher. It only grows in like tropical, subtropical areas, and I'm in East Central Alabama right now. So this is actually Choncapiedra. It's good for stones like kidney stones, liver stones, gallstones. I've been asking the Lord to teach me the language of nature, and I just shared with some homeschoolers this morning about this plant. As I learned the properties, then I came and looked at it. Most of those stones are like within the rib cage, and this plant kind of looks like a rib cage. And then if you look underneath, you see the little seeds that look like little stones. So I just thought that was an interesting way to look at this plant. It has other uses too, but I just wanted to show you this plant as well since I was down here in the bottom. So now I'm going to harvest some of this perilla. I'm going to wilt it down, dry it a little bit in the sun today, and then I'll probably make an extract or tincture out of it. Perilla, Choncapiedra, and then we learned smartweed, which there's some of that over there too. Y'all have a good day.